An elegant weapon for a more civilized age, the lightsaber is one of, if not the most iconic weapon in all of science fiction. As the poster child of the Star Wars universe, it plays a very important role in the mythos. Lightsabers are weapons of choice by the light side followers of the Jedi, and the dark side ranks of the Sith. Throughout the ages of both canon and legends, we have seen many different variations of the traditional lightsaber, whether in design or functionality. However, deep in the recesses and reaches of space exist lightsabers or lightsaber crystals that contain mysterious and exceptional powers. Those who have been with this channel for a while know that some time back we spent a few videos covering these various crystals. Well, today, friends, we'll be bringing you a ranked list of the top 6 most powerful lightsabers and lightsaber crystals, where we examine the 6 most powerful lightsabers and crystals that we have identified throughout all of our journeys across the Star Wars lore. Heavy Legends material lie ahead. Also, there is a big sale on the Star Wars merch page where if you want to get something for yourself for Christmas or for somebody else, you can find t-shirts and hoodies up to half off with free worldwide shipping, so be sure to check it out if you're interested. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay up to date on all things Star Wars related. Now, let's examine the top 6 most powerful lightsabers in all of Star Wars. Starting off with number 6, the Karuska Gem lightsaber. Karuska gems were crystals that could be found only on a select few gas giants around the galaxy, such as Bespin or Yavin Prime. They were made when all of the chemicals of the atmosphere were scraped together with the planet's metals, forming together closer to the surface by the extreme gravitational pressure. Karuska gems were famous around the galaxy for their beauty, as it was said that it looked as if it was a furnace was burning within each crystal. The fame of the Karuska gem was also induced by the fact that they were the very gem that the planet of Coruscant was named after. In Legends continuity, around the era of Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Order, Lando Calrissian had gifted a Karuska gem to Jacen Solo to use within his lightsaber. When a Karuska gem was infused within a lightsaber hilt, it became more powerful and stronger than normal lightsabers, able to cut through tougher metals with relative ease compared to a typical Adegan lightsaber crystal. When speaking about its strength, Lando said this: "They can slice through transparisteel like a laser goes through Cestellian jam." Coming in at number 5, we have the Darksaber. Created by the very first Mandalorian Jedi, Tar Vizsla, the Darksaber is possibly the most aesthetically unique lightsaber in Jedi or Force wielder history. It was constructed around the time of the Old Republic and during the conflict between the Mandalorians and the Jedi. The House of Vizsla snuck into the temple and took it for themselves following the death of Tar Vizsla. Since then, the Darksaber has been passed down from generation to generation in the Mandalorian House Vizsla as a symbol of power among the Mandalorian clans. Eventually, it would become known as the symbol of the rightful ruler of all of Mandalore. Unlike a traditional lightsaber, the Darksaber is distinctly black in coloration, shorter in length, and it sports a flat and more angular shape like that of a typical sword. It emitted a more high-pitched sound and seemed to give off an electrical effect in response to its wielder's emotional state. What makes it deadly is its subtle magnetic effect that seems to attract the blades of other lightsabers to it. It is also currently being speculated among the fan base that it is more powerful against normal lightsabers due to its effect on Beskar, which can't be cut by a lightsaber or even blemished by it. However, when it was in contact with the Darksaber, it seemed to heat up and turn red in contact with the weapon, implying a subtle power difference between a normal lightsaber and the Darksaber. Moving into number 4, we have the Antares Blade. The Antares Sapphire was a crystal that was a powerful tool in the hands of a Jedi, emitting a brilliant blue blade when used in a lightsaber. It was so potent in the light side that it was said to have healing properties coupled with a number of other effects that included bolstering courage and calming the mind of any Jedi who wielded it. The crystal was so strong with the light, in fact, that in the hands of someone of the dark side, it would heat up until it burned their very hands. It is likely that the crystal was found by the Jedi Knight Mitra Surik during her banishment. Many Sith Lords at the time had desired to own this crystal and attempted to bleed it and corrupt it. Should it ever be corrupted, it would lose its healing properties, but the Sith Lord would be able to boast and prove that even the lightest of things could be corrupted with the dark side. Currently, the whereabouts of the sapphire are unknown, but rumored to last be seen with a bounty hunter of the name of Zuckuss. The next one at number 3 is the Ghostfire Lightsaber. These kyber crystals have extremely lethal potential. The Ghostfire crystals are almost completely transparent and nearly impossible to locate. Being flung on random Outer Rim worlds, one can attempt to find them at the very peak of some mountains. When a Ghostfire crystal is used to construct a lightsaber, it will make almost zero sound whatsoever when ignited, and produced a dimmer and more transparent blade compared to the iridescent fire of other crystals. The strangest quality of this lightsaber lies in its ability to create illusory afterimages of the user's movements, which would undoubtedly disorient any opponents, denying them the ability to accurately know where the position of the blade currently is. The implications of this kind of power is terrifying when considering the skill of some Sith assassins. Even further than that, imagine the afterimage effect it had on the hands of an expert duelist such as Count Dooku, a truly terrifying prospect indeed. And at number 2 we have the Itan Lightsaber, probably the strongest and most deadly lightsaber crystal in Star Wars mythos. If you were a Jedi or anyone wielding a blaster, you did not want to come across someone with an Itan lightsaber. Itan crystals are found deep in the crust of the planet of Itai. Although it is difficult to locate, Force users would be able to detect it very easily within the Force, as it called to them distinctly. Even those without the Force could find it if they were close enough, due to the fact that it gave a low humming sound whenever a person was nearby. However, the destruction of Itai, these crystals are now far more difficult to find than before. When used in a lightsaber, an Itan crystal would produce a blade that would literally eat other lightsaber blades when in combat. The blade had an energy absorption feature that would absorb the energy of other lightsabers that it came into contact with. Each time they clashed, the opponent's lightsaber would get weaker and weaker, until the blade finally broke or fizzled out. The Itan crystal was also very dangerous against blaster wielders, as the energy it redirected from the blaster bolts would come back to their shooter twice as powerful as before. If this all weren't enough, the sound that came from the lightsaber was the direct opposite of the ghost fire. It was loud. So loud in fact that upon clashing with another saber, it would let out a near deafening crack with a large flare of energy. I often like to imagine a tyrant crystal like this in the hands of someone like Darth Vader during his time of hunting Jedi, as his malice wasn't already intimidating enough. The Itan crystal was definitely a contestant to which was truly the most powerful lightsaber, but here we are at number 1, the cold lightsaber. There existed a lightsaber that used a pontite crystal. Pontite being the rarest of all Adegan crystals of Ilum. The lightsaber had special properties to it, much like the Antares sapphire. It produced an icy blue blade, and when ignited, it would give off a cooling aura of peace and calmness of the mind to both its wielder as well as the people around it. We chose this as the most powerful lightsaber due to its incredible feat of being rumored to have actually helped turn Darksiders back to the light. Due to this, it was a cherished and coveted crystal in the Jedi Order due to its deep connection with the light side. However, it was incredibly selective on who its owner would be. Only the strongest, such as Luke Skywalker, could use it to its fullest potential. Luke in Legends continuity is actually one of the few rare owners of this crystal. This crystal was nearly impossible to find after Order 66, as Sidious wanted to destroy them the most of all. The calmness of mind that it could produce within a Jedi was something that Sidious did not want existing during the dark era he was creating. Living up to its namesake, it also produced a blade that was cool to the touch. Rather than burning you with heat or plasma, you would be burned from how cold it was. Because of this, being struck with a pontite lightsaber would hurt a lot more, and it was known to momentarily disrupt a Darksider's connection with the dark side itself, being blinded by the light of the crystal. We often see so many powerful Sith relics that have been enchanted by the ancients that yield great power, but it is very rare that we get to see a Jedi artifact like this, which makes it so much more special. So friends, what do you think of our list? Do you like our top countdowns? And if you would like to see more videos like this, comment below and let us know. Also, let us know which one of these lightsabers you would like to wield if given the opportunity. And as always, may the Force be with you and have a great day.